Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a new moon in Leo reading for my dearest Taurus. Taurus, now the new moon in Leo isn't until the 4th of August, but we have entered into Leo season. So I wanted to do a reading for you to see what you can expect, what energy is coming towards you in the next couple of weeks. And if you like these messages, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And also a friendly reminder, I am available for private readings. So if you are after one, I do have those links down below in the description box. And finally, you'll notice that my setup is a little bit different. My dear Taurus, I have relocated down to the Caribbean, and I'm just trying to find my rhythm and my flow with readings and setup and things like that. So I truly appreciate your patience and your understanding at this time. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what clear messages, advice, and guidance come through for my dearest Taurus for their highest and greatest good. All right, the energy coming towards you, we have acceptance. Yeah, we're gonna put the cards under this little palm frond here. All right, we have will. All right, beautiful. And we have protection. Okay, beautiful. All right, Taurus. You know, I feel like there was something here that you were very determined to make work. And I kind of feel like there was some sort of disappointment, or it didn't come to fruition the way that you wanted it to. But Spirit's showing me here that you're actually going to be seeing in hindsight that you're being protected for something that wasn't in alignment with you. And I know this hasn't been easy. And the message isn't necessarily to give up on it either, but it's either the way that you wanted it to happen or when you wanted it to happen wasn't quite in alignment with you. And I do feel like you're being protected here. All right. And we see focus. Yeah. So a lot of you, whatever this rejection is or whatever this is that wasn't able to come to pass for you, it's actually helping you zero in on your true path. Oh, sorry. Just one moment. Okay, Taurus, sorry about that. I did stop the camera at 222. So that's going to be an important number sequence for you for sure. So pay attention to that showing up in your life in different ways, on license plates, addresses, receipts, online. But it's also beautiful energy here. What I heard with that is everything's working out the way it's supposed to. But there's been something that you've had to accept that you were really trying to make work. And it didn't come out the way that you wanted it to. And again, this can be a love relationship, of course, but it may be a job. It might be a career path. It could be a house. It could be a raise or promotion. But I'm seeing here that you're actually being protected. And what this, I call it a perceived rejection because it's actually more your protection than anything else, is helping you zero in and focus on what it is that you truly want. And this is powerful stuff, Taurus, okay? So let's see. I'm seeing that you have a lot of drive, you have a lot of determination here, but you're being protected. You're being protected. All right, so let's see. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Taurus, please. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Taurus, please. The Lover's card. Okay, so for a lot of you, yep, there was a big decision to make here, and maybe somebody else made the decision. Again, a boss, a family member, a lover, a partner. But Gemini energy tells me that, you know, Gemini energy, when it's in its light attributes, it's focused, it's brave, it can go after what it wants. Some of you too, if you have, for example, like a midheaven in Gemini, some of you might be working 2 jobs. They might be totally different careers or totally different paths, but you can do that. You're the type of person that can certainly do that. Like you can have a split focus, if you will, but it does seem like something's been taken away from you so that your focus is no longer split, if that makes sense. All right, and we see will and determination here. Okay, King of Cups in reverse. Yeah, there's something that you were determined to make work that didn't, and it may have left you feeling bereft. It may have left you feeling emotionally drained. Some of you, you're experiencing creative blocks. Okay, some of you, maybe there was like an audition and you feel like you really, like screwed the pooch on that one. I don't know why I just used that term. Forgive me. I don't know why I just said that. All right. And then we have Hierophant energy, your energy in reverse, and it's turned your world upside down. But this is actually something that's meant to redirect you. And some of you, I'm getting like more of like a career message than anything, but of course it could be a relationship. It could be a divorce. It could be something that kind of blindsided you here, Taurus, like, a partner leaving or being served divorce papers or separation or something like that. But for a lot of you, it may have to do with career. And a lot of you, like the analogy that I'm being shown is, for example, you come from a family of doctors, dentists, plumbers, whatever it is, right? And you were trying to follow in those footsteps. And you may have been following another person's dream more than your own. I'm not saying that you weren't invested. I'm not saying that you're some type of sheep, that was just, doing what they were told and what they were supposed to. I mean, it felt in alignment with you. But I'm actually seeing that with this Hierophant energy in reverse, you're changing up codes of conduct. You're doing something different than the people that you run with or your family members. So a lot of you, again, let's just use the analogy that you come from a family of doctors. You want to be an actor, you want to be an artist, or you want to be a painter or a musician, or you want to be a social media influencer, but you need to use your creativity in order to be happy is what I'm getting. And there, you may have been trying to get into law school, get into med school, trying to be the best plumber or accountant, that you could be, but it didn't work out, or there was some sort of rejection here. And this rejection is simultaneously putting you on this path to really explore what makes you feel good, explore your passions, explore your creativity, and it's ultimately putting you on this path to alignment. And with the Five of Cups energy in reverse, this is something that you are going to heal from. Whatever this is, and again, for some of you, it's a breakup. It's a divorce, it's a separation. Some of you are also recognizing that, and this is an interesting message, some of you in childhood, you may have been raised in a dysfunctional family. Many of us were, okay? And it's not about necessarily shifting the blame to our parents or how we were raised, but when you were raised in a dysfunctional family, you may have been taught that if you didn't toe the line, if you didn't behave the way they did, if you didn't do the things that they wanted you to do, basically, that you found out that their love may have been conditional when it should have been unconditional. And I feel you have this like animal inside you, Taurus, of creativity, of, I want to do things my way. Maybe you feel like I'm not like the rest of you. Which is okay. It's not necessarily even a bad thing, but there's been some sort of rejection that's helping you realize this, that you're good, that your authentic self is good and whole without having to quote unquote toe the line. Okay. And so for some of you, it does certainly go back to family and culture that you were raised in. For others of you, it's, you were trying to do something that may have been a shadow career for you or wasn't quite in alignment, but it was acceptable and it was, acceptable by society and you got a lot of applause or you got a lot of support in doing it, but it wasn't quite what you wanted to do. And remember, our tastes, our desires can certainly change. Some of you may have chosen a partner or you may have chosen a career path at a very early age, maybe even before your frontal cortex was developed, right? And, I think that happens around 26. And, there can be major shifts in who we are as human beings after that time. So cut yourself some slack here, Taurus. That's what I'm getting. But I also feel that whatever this is, this perceived rejection, because it's only a perceived rejection, is actually for your protection, redirection, and it's helping you focus on what truly brings you happiness. And I love that for you. And I do see it's turned your world upside down, for sure. I absolutely see that it's turned your world upside down, and maybe other people as well. They might not get it. They might not get you. They might not understand why you've made certain decisions here. All right. But this big decision here with the Lovers card is you're accepting what you can't control. You're accepting what has been, and now you're focused on the future. And I love that. So we have the Star card, Aquarius energy. Talk about, this can be eccentricity, but eccentricity has a little bit of a negative connotation to it. And I don't think so, but I mean, it does. But this is about, walking to the beat of your own drum. This is about doing things, living your life outside the box, outside the norm, giving yourself permission to do that, to do the things that make you happy. And Spirit showing us very clearly that you're on the right path. You're on the path to success here with this Aquarius energy. And for some of you, you're putting yourself on the right path to the right person. But for a lot of you, this is a much more personal journey. And the Six of Cups energy in reverse does speak to possibly being raised in dysfunctional household and recognizing that, that you can be your own person and you can still love the people that, love your family, love the people that raised you, but you don't always have to do what they did. Right. And it does feel like a lot of you may not have been supported in being authentic. And I feel that, it may have, it takes some of us really long time to figure that out. And I feel like my Taurus here, you are absolutely figuring it out. You're very zeroed in on what you want to do with your life, what path you want to take, but it hasn't come without, certain consequences. And I feel the consequence has been having to overcome an energy of rejection or, feeling or recognizing that some people's love or acceptance of you certainly was conditional. It was based on you acting or behaving like them or, what they perceive as acceptable. So with the King of Cups energy in reverse, I can see this has been a very emotionally draining time. But my Taurus out there, I don't give you oftentimes enough credit where credit is due. Oftentimes we say the shadow attribute of Taurus is stubbornness, but I'm actually reading your light attribute here as being determined to move forward after what this is you've experienced, being determined to walk your own path despite what you've been through, what you've learned, and despite how other people feel. And there's so much power in that, Taurus. So the King of Cups energy in reverse. For some of you, this can also be not only just feeling emotionally drained. Some of you, you're no longer giving emotionally to those patterns or those paradigms that you feel cut you down or chip away at you. But I'm also seeing some of you may be experiencing some creative blockages. Yes, but the Four of Cups, yeah. I feel a lot of you, you're very creative in nature. Now, again, the analogy that I'm being shown isn't going to be for all of you, but a lot of you, you are in a career or doing something and you just sort of started to believe that you weren't creative, that this was it, that this was, you were doing something very mechanical, very transactional. And with the Four of Cups in reverse, it's like they're showing me this opening of the floodgates. They're also showing me a very powerful, very balanced sacral chakra coming through here. So it's like your creativity is on fire. And for those of you where you're like, yes, I'm actually not that interested in being creative, a poet, a writer, an artist, a musician, whatever, an influencer, but more so, I'm creating the life that I really want to live, and I'm doing it. It's outside. It may be outside of the norm. It doesn't have to be way outside of the norm, but it's definitely different than what you have been doing and what people have come to expect from you. And I love this. And I feel you've been working really hard towards this. Now, I did also get here that some of you may be working 2 jobs. You may be in a shadow career, or you might be working a job that that you're just doing to pay the bills, and that's very, very important. Okay, it's very important that we take care of our 3D responsibilities. But I also feel like your ships are coming in here, and a lot of my Taurus, it's because of your focus and your will, accepting what you cannot change. But I'm also seeing that you may feel like you're keeping your head above water here, or you're just getting by, but there's going to be a reason to celebrate, and it may come in the form of an unexpected offer. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's advice. I'm also getting maybe like acceptance into like a group. Now, I know that sounds a little bit weird, and so it's not about, rushing off and joining a cult or anything like that, but you might be like accepted into a group of, maybe of students. It could also be like a meditation or spiritual group. And I feel like it's you're shifting into a group, being accepted into a group of people who are like-minded like yourself, that are also going to really amplify your belief in what this is you're focused on. that it can be done. Like I'm actually seeing you have a council around you, Taurus. Now, maybe it is passed on loved ones, your spirit guides, your angels, who are definitely not only protecting you, but they're helping you and guiding you on this path. But I'm seeing too, there may be like, and it feels like a group of people, not just one person, but a group of people that are going to be very supportive of you. So again, if you're a writer and you've sent your manuscript to different publishers and you've been rejected, that's okay. That wasn't for you. But now it's like there may be a group of, there might be another company or another publisher, and I feel they're going to rally around you. And I also feel like you're going to get some decent advice about how to tweak things, how to take off. Okay. And again, for those of you who are in social media, you might sort of join and again, the message isn't you have to join a group. In fact, I'm always sort of very weary of joining any type of group, but maybe you're going to be taking a look at, or taking a course or doing like a little seminar that they offer that shows you how to, create viral videos, how to be more successful, right? And it's like a little tweak, but it's like good advice that's going to really catapult you towards what this is that you're very focused on and towards being working smarter rather than harder. And I love this energy for you, Taurus, because it's also going to really bolster your self-esteem. You're going to get that support where maybe you weren't getting it from, friends, family members, your partner. Okay. And again, for some of you, if you're going through like a divorce or a tough situation, it could be a group of people that have experienced what you've experienced that are going to rally around you. And, for all of my Taurus out there, they are really showing me, and not to get too woo-woo, but they are really showing me a council of light around you because you were chosen for this, Taurus. All right, 9 of Wands. Yeah, you've been through it. You've been brought to your knees, but you're definitely not out. And you're still very passionate, and you've just got one little push. Okay, and I see you have it in you. I see you have it in you. And the Hierophant energy in reverse is just that. It's in alignment with this Star card energy, going against the grain, but for your own benefit, because you're no longer willing to live your life according to other people's values that may not be in alignment with yours. And that could be also a culture, a company culture, that could be a family, that could be a system of beliefs, religion, spirituality, okay? And yep, you're coming out of the cold. This is something that there's big changes coming for you with the Hierophant and the 5 of Pentacles, major shifts for you, but they're positive. A lot of you, you're going to start making more money because your heart is in it now. Your heart is in the game. This is your true, authentic path. You're going to start making more money, be more successful. Again, success and abundance isn't always necessarily a bigger paycheck, but it's never a bad thing, right? And for others of you where this is a relationship, because for some of you it certainly is, you're coming out of the cold. You've got somebody coming to meet you halfway. This is my Death Do Us Part card. All right. And we have the 6 of Swords energy in reverse. Yeah. Don't be afraid to move on. Now there may be some mental conflict. We're getting a lot of 5s here. We have 555. Also pay attention to triple 2s. So number sequences are going to be really big for my Tauruses. My Taurus out there. And we have the Empress energy. This is you and Libra. This is Taurus and Libra energy. This is you being in your power. This is something that is happening for your benefit. Now, it might be a little bit difficult to move on. And I do feel for those of you where you might be separating from like a family, again, it's not separating from a family, but you're doing things your way. And there might be certain people that aren't necessarily happy about it or don't quite understand it. But you know what, Taurus, you're an Empress energy. And Empress energy they are going to admire you in the long run for the steps that you're taking now. Okay? So powerful stuff here for my Taurus. Let's see when it comes to career and finance. Career and finance, please, for my Taurus. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Taurus, please. All right, we see strategy. You need a step-by-step plan of attack to reach the next level. Get the advice of someone who is already where you want to go. I told you there's that council of light energy around you. And I feel this is really very important, especially for my entrepreneurs out there. But really, whatever it is, this is what you're doing. If you're moving out of an unhealthy relationship and into another relationship, get advice from people who have been successful in where you want to go or in your field. Because, there's a phrase, and I'm going to swap out some of the words to adhere to the YouTube guidelines, but every opinions are like belly buttons. Everyone's got one. Everyone's got one. Okay. And you don't want to take advice from people who aren't where you want to be. And you don't want to take advice from people, for example, who, if you want a healthy relationship, you don't want to take advice from someone who's never had one or never been in one. All right. You want to take, so just little, just a little reminder. I know I don't need to tell most of you that, but it's something very simple, and it's something that I think we need to hear more often than not. All right. All right. So we do see limitations coming out. Obstacles are not what they seem. You can get around them with some careful thought or simply choose something better for you. All right. Sorry, Taurus. My little dog is trying to climb on my lap. I'm not sure why. But just a little confirmation there, getting a little antsy over here. Yeah, so I feel like this is just a reiteration of what the messages are in this reading so far. Obstacles are not what they seem. You can get around them with some careful thought and simply choose something better for you. And I feel that's what we're talking about with this, with this perceived rejection. And at the bottom of the deck, we have magic. So you have the power now. Use your magic to attract what you want into your life. The sky is the limit. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of my Taurus, you're actually really setting yourself free to be in and operate out of your own authenticity. And that is so powerful. That is so powerful. When it comes to love and relationships, advice and guidance, please, for my Taurus. When it comes to love and relationships, advice and guidance for my Taurus, please. Sunglasses. Okay, so I do feel that this could be someone watching you, a secret admirer. We also have focusing out, gaslighting, stalking. Be careful, because there could be somebody here from your past that doesn't want to let you go. I mean, some of you, like I said, this perceived rejection, maybe a relationship not functioning or not being healthy. That person definitely doesn't want to let you go. All right, some of my Taurus, this is your energy. You're not focused on love and relationships at this time. You're focused on healing, okay? But do be aware, some of you, you do have a little bit of a tough situation here that may almost be behind you or is behind you, but that person doesn't quite want to let you go, all right? And we get mask energy, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. Yeah, so some of my Taurus, when it does come to love, you've been through the ringer here, possibly with somebody very manipulative, okay? But again, it's like you've got this council of light energy that they keep showing me, and it's in the 3D, but it's also in the nether realms. And I feel like this is like your friends rallying around you. Again, it could also be a group, like a self-help group. It could be, a group for victims, even for some of you. It could be therapy, but it just feels like you've got really good people. Maybe you don't feel that right now, but some of you, you have good people around you. If you don't, and you feel very alone and isolated on this path, it's like you're calling in your soulmates, your soul tribe, people that have either experienced what you've experienced and are going to give you just that nurturing and that support that you really need. And for a lot of you, they may give you some really good advice on how to move onward and upward that much easier. I also feel some of you, Taurus, this is a really strong indication that you have a friend that wants to be more than friends. And that's going to be a very, very powerful connection. All right, there's somebody watching you. There's somebody who hasn't shown their true feelings. And you can kind of see here, I mean, even though it looks like she's biting into like a golden apple here, it kind of looks like, she's kind of covering her mouth and she hasn't quite spoken her truth. So a lot of you do have this soulmate energy, wish fulfillment coming to you. They might just be waiting for you to get out or recover from an unhappy situation. And that feels lit, okay? That feels fire, that feels good. All right, so let's see. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Taurus, please. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Taurus, please. Clear message. It's almost like, so I know this is a little bit weird, but my little dog, she's sitting next to me while I do readings in her little bed up on the same level chair with me. And when I started talking about that negative energy, it's like she pawed at me to get on my lap. She laid down on my lap until that was over. And as soon as I picked up these cards and we started talking about your friends, she was like relaxed and she went back over to her bed. And she's a min pin. And if any of you are familiar with min pins, they're like little badasses. You know, they're like 7 pounds of badass protection, and they don't know their size. They don't know their limits. But it's funny because, you know, they can absolutely scare off really big dogs because they're just all personality. So I really do take that as a sign, Taurus, of protection. And she certainly did. She got protective. And then when we were out of this person's energy, out of the negative energy, she went and laid down on her own bed. So, all right. So Spirit's saying in alignment, everything is aligning perfectly in your life. What didn't make sense in the past will now start to fall into place. Everything's coming into alignment. And walk in stillness, Taurus. There's no choice to make right now. Just be still. You don't always need to join in or jump into action. Yeah. And again, you're being protected, but you also do need to heal. You need to gather. You know, I can feel it. I know you've been through something it's been tumultuous, and you're on the path to mastery here. You're stepping into a new expanded consciousness that you will soon master. Boom. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Onward and upward here, Taurus. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to finish this reading. I'm going to pull an angel number and a mantra for you. So this is going to be your angel number and your mantra for the rest of Leo season. Clear messages, advice, and guidance, please, for my Taurus, please. Angel number and mantra for my Taurus, please. 28. I am a leader. Say that to yourself. I am a leader. In an effort to accomplish great things, you recognize the value of working with others. You make a capable and compassionate leader who can bring people together and drive a team towards achievement. Yeah, but 28 breaks down to a 10. There's a finalization here of something for you. But I also feel like this is you stepping into your power. And I also feel like there is this energy of that council of light, this advice, this support around you that's rallying around you. And you may not feel like you're a leader right now, but breaking the mold and stepping into your authenticity, what you're doing right now, Taurus, that's leadership quality. You know, that's leadership ilk. I don't know where that came from. I never really say that. I don't even know if that's correct grammar. But you do make a capable and compassionate leader who will bring people together. And this may be the steps that you need to take before you get there, if you're not there already. All right, so I'm going to leave it here, Taurus. I'm sending you so much love and light. If these messages do resonate, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out the description box for ways you can get a private reading, or if you like the cards I'm using, or if you want to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Love and light, Taurus. Take care.